show you some test stamps of the new Pueen 24B set, their stamping buffet set. It comes in this little holder, this little leather-like holder with these plastic sleeves inside. And they call it buffet because they have etched the entire plate with the images instead of just having square images or smaller single images. So you can pick and choose whatever portion of the plate that you would like to use for greater creativity. So for this video I'm going to be showing you a few test stamps on some of these plates. They really are quite nice. I've tried to select a good range of fine line, more bold areas that have more open areas such as this that might be a little bit more difficult to get a good scrape on. You might have to scrape a little more lightly than you normally would. So let's get started with it. Get my piece of paper here to stamp on. And let's try this little bird design here. This one right here. Try to get some of those flowers in there too. And again, my experience with this is if you have a little more open area like this bird is, you might want to scrape more at an angle and also more lightly than you normally would. And that picks up quite nicely. And stamps quite nicely on the paper as well. Now I did notice on my set, this image right here, I don't know if you can see this drop right here has some mistakes in the etching. So I'm going to see if that transfers to the stamp. Pretty sure it will. Would help if I scrape. And yes, it does transfer to the stamper. You can see right there the spot that's missed right there. But I think that's okay because there is enough of the image on the plate. It's a pretty good sized area on the plate that you should be able to avoid that spot if yours has the same defect on it. Let's try some of these more open areas such as this right here. These can be pretty hard. Again, you want to use more of an angle on your scrape and lighter as well. So let's try that one out. And not bad. Quite nice. This might be good for some stamping decals. Big open areas that people can paint into. I like the flourish design there. I'm going to go ahead and try that one out. And that comes across very nicely as well. These look like these might be a little hard to work with right here. Let's try these. These big open areas are nice for a change of pace, but they can be a little more difficult to work with. As you can see, I was very scraping quite lightly, and you can see where it took out some of that polish. I'm going to try that again and see if we can't get that to get a better scrape. Maybe change direction on it and see if that helps. I'll do it this way. That seemed to be better. And not bad. I would suggest pressing the stamper down pretty lightly. I can see where these might squash together here in this section. Those are pretty fine lined areas right there, but for the most part it came out quite nicely. And it stamps nice. And let's try some more of the flourishes with the finer lines on it and see how those work. And again, no missed lines. Picks up all those curlicues and leaf shapes. And it stamps nicely on the page. This one looks like it might be a nightmare to work with, so let's try that one. I'm going to scrape this way, I think. Yeah, that one, it's a cool design, but again, you would have to press quite lightly, maybe even using a little less polish so it doesn't squash out the sides, but otherwise, that's very nice. Nothing wrong with the etching. Looks very nice. It reminds me of the Steelers logo, the little stars right there. I just like this one a lot, so I'm going to try that one. A little bit of everything here towards the center. Oh yes, quite nice. I think that's probably going to be one of my favorites right there. And let's move on to some wording. The words are quite large. Obviously they would not fit on one nail. A lot of these when the mode word here in comparison with my nail here. Even at my longest, I don't think I would have been able to fit an entire word on a nail. But there's plenty of you ladies out there and gentlemen who are probably a lot more creative when it comes to doing things like this on separate nails. And again, it applies to the stamper quite nicely, and on the paper, very crisp. Where is it? There it is. Very crisp. And I'll do one, well, let's do two more. They've got this one with the face on it. We'll see how that one works. Didn't take all the polish off of that. Very fine line, but it picked up every detail. Very pretty. try some of these large open area swirls. I love swirls. And those come through. You got a nice mix of bold lines and very fine lines in the swirls. That's a nice image right there. And again, it looks nice on the paper. Try some of these flowers. I'd like to see what kind of area I could get into here that would pick up a little bit of the negative space and positive space here. Let's try here. And again, that's a very, very nice image. So, for the most part, with the exception of my one defect on that plate, it looks like well done by Pueen. The bold images, the fine line face images, the wording, it all looks like it's quality plates. So I can certainly recommend it. I will have a link to the Pueen where you can purchase it. And if you have found the video helpful, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe. And until next time, I will see you later.